So I just got the 2021 version of the AJKO Air Jordan 1. We're gonna break down these shoes compared to the 2010 version, and then obviously the OG style of the Chicago Air Jordan 1, and then I'll tell you guys a little bit about the history and everything like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome back to the channel. What's up with you guys? How you doing? How you been? If you did not know by now, my name is DJ and this is the DNA Show. Now if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell notification for every time I upload a new video, and make sure you hit that like button because that helps the algorithm oh so much. So as most people know, the Air Jordan 1 KO has recently came out this past week, and I'm excited to get this shoe in my collection again. I personally don't like this one as much as I like the 2010 version, which I will explain in a little bit, but I do understand it and it has so much history and nostalgia behind this sneaker. I feel like it's just a must-have for my collection. And before I get started breaking down the 2021 version, I have to make sure that you guys get a quick glimpse of the 2010 version. There are definitely some similarities and differences between those two, and then obviously the regular Chicago style Air Jordan 1 OG High from 2015. There's going to be a lot more differences between this one compared to the other ones, which I'll explain later in the video as well. So first things first, when it comes to the history of this sneaker, this shoe came out way back in the day, 1985, 1986 era, and that's when the OG Air Jordan 1 came out as well. There are pictures and pairs available on the internet for roughly $3,000 to $5,000 depending on the condition, the size, and all those other factors. So I honestly do think that it's super dope to be able to get our hands on a pair now for retail at $140. A lot of people ask me the question,
what does the KO mean? Is this a boxing shoe?
Everyone has told me it's called the knockoff. And why do they call it a knockoff if it's actually a legitimate sneaker that comes from the brand? Because they wanted to make a more affordable version for the consumers to be able to purchase as well if they weren't able to get the more higher end echelon, whatever you want to call it, retail version of the OG style Air Jordan 1. And for example, an Air Jordan 1 OG High in today's market, retail is going to be $170. For a sneaker like this, retail is $140. So it's more widely available and at a cheaper price, allowing more people to be able to afford and purchase the shoe. And as you can see with the OG style Air Jordan 1, there are clearly some differences when it comes to materials and color blocking of these two sneakers, and definitely the midsole and outsole shape as well. The overall principles and fundamentals of this sneaker are definitely related to the OG style, but they have their differences as well. One thing that has always stuck out to me that I had noticed over the years when I first started collecting was all the AJKOs had the flaps on the side and all the OG Highs never had a flap. Now more recently in the past 4 or 5 years, we have seen Air Jordan 1s with the flaps on the sides, kind of like the Off-Whites or the Rookie of the Years or something like a Zoom shoe, but that was originally all coming from something like this. And another thing before I forget to mention, there was other shoes as well in that era back in the late 80s when you had the Vandals and you had the Dunks and different things like that. So this is very similar to those sneakers as well. It was almost like a hybrid Jordan sneaker that was technically not a Nike shoe, but it was its own brand type thing, and they were finding their identity. That's why the Jordan 1 and the Nike Dunk are pretty similar to a lot of people, but they do have their differences as you break them down. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check that one out because I go more in depth between the two shoes, letting you guys kind of understand the differences between the two. Typically on an AJKO, you're gonna have leather at the top end and around the collar of the sneaker, and then the rest of it is all gonna be canvas. But then when you're looking at an OG style Air Jordan 1, you're gonna have all leather on the upper, and it's not really gonna have any canvas materials on it. Now I want to compare these against the 2010 version because there is something about the 2010 version. I don't know if it's because I got these when I was in high school and I just loved them so much, but I just personally love the fact that they actually had an Air Jordan 1 outsole and midsole on them compared to how the actual original Air Jordan KO came with a different midsole and outsole. One thing that I really loved about the 2010 version as well is they were way ahead of their time. If you look at the midsoles and the outsoles, it has its aged look to it, and that's something that was done 10, 11 years ago, and now people are starting to kind of revert back to that style now in the past couple years. But it's crazy to see how way back in the day, I guess not way back in the day, but that was like 10 years ago, people were literally taking acetone and rubbing it all off because they didn't want that aged look. And now everybody wants the aged look. So it's kind of dope to see that now and how it all transpired over the years. Now, if you were to ask an OG head and somebody is talking about OGs and everything like that, this one is not really an OG version because it has the similarities, but there are definitely a lot of differences when it comes to the shape of the sneaker or the Air Jordan on the tongue, the toe cap. Everything about the mold of the shoe is just a little bit different compared to this style right here. When you see them in the side-by-side photos right there, you can definitely tell the difference between the shapes and the molds of the shoes. One thing that I can say about this 2021 version is Jordan Brand has been doing so well on working to recreate the OG style of the sneakers and give us that nostalgic vibe by all the OG hits that they used to have back in the day. And what I mean by that is they give us that OG mold and that OG style of the sneaker. They give us that classic stamp on the inside of the sneaker with the size tag and the style code number and the OG style right here on the tongue of the sneaker. I think it's dope that they bring back all those elements to the shoe, because if you look at this version, it doesn't have any of those elements. So when it comes to the little things and the attention to detail, I think they did a great job on the 2021 version, and that's why I wanted to have these back in my collection. So I used to have the 2014 version of this AJKO. I ended up getting rid of it, and now I'm glad to be able to say I got it back in my collection. That's why I was saying I got it back in my collection, but for some reason it wasn't sticking with me. And like I said before, I think they did a great job on just reiterating the OG vibes with this sneaker, with the box, all the different stuff like that. Another dope thing about this sneaker is they come with your standard black laces, and you have an additional pair of red laces and white laces if you want to switch it up and change up your style as well. Let me know what color laces you would go with down below in the comment section. Me personally, I'll probably just stick with the blacks and keep those in there and keep that OG nostalgic vibe. Now I understand this is a sneaker that is not for everyone, and I completely get it. Now me personally, I think it's a sneaker that I should have in my collection simply for nostalgic purposes and collection and completing sets and everything like that. But my question to you is this sneaker fire or is this shoe trash? If I had to vote, I would still say fire. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. I posted a poll on my Instagram to see what everybody else said. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on IG so you can participate in the polls and see all the results here on the channel. 60% of the people chose fire and 40% of the people chose trash, and I completely get it. Not everybody either knows about the history or understands about the history, or they just don't even like the shoe. And again, I ain't mad at you. Every shoe ain't for everybody. And it is crazy to me to see that this sneaker was retailing at 140 bucks and it's still selling for around 200 bucks after the release, because I remember back in the day it wasn't flipping like that. I don't know if it's just because everybody literally wants to sell every single Jordan, or if these are actually dope to more people than I thought. Now when it comes to the 2010 and the 2021 version, I definitely wanted to see what everybody thought about these, because I mean, you know, I still got my love and respect for the OG style and everything, but these ones just stole my heart many years ago and I'm still in love with them. Looking at the polls, it looks like it's still a 50-50 split. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Which one do you like more, 2010 or 2021? And I ain't even gonna put the OG Chicago in the conversation because I already know what everybody gonna pick on that one, so I just wanted to do the poll on these. So overall, what do you guys think about the shoe? I hope this review helped you guys get a better understanding of the sneaker, my opinions about it, history, nostalgia, all those different things. And again, I love OG style, OG cuts, and they did a really good job on this sneaker, so I'm definitely gonna give Jordan a thumbs up on this one. That's my time to go. I'll see you guys in another video. All right, y'all, I'm out. Yo, if you enjoyed this video and you want to make extra money or grow your shoe collection, I want to give you a free video with my 3 tips that were the most powerful that will help you grow your sneaker collection and make an additional $1,000 to $10,000 a month. All you need to do to get this free video is click on the first link in the description or the comment that's pinned in the comment section. That'll take you to a page where you can enter your email address, and I'll make sure that I send you a video right away. And if you enjoyed this video, again, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. My name is DJ. I'm signing out. I got to go. I'm gone. Peace.